everybody.
Hello.
That sounded so excited. We haven't been back in the Nook in a while.
I'm happy to be here, just us.
It's Bitch Sesh, everyone. I'm Danielle Schneider.
I'm Casey Wilson.
And we've missed you.
We really have. Happy
What else? Memorial Day?
Mem Day.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess it's really like, I'm sorry. I don't know how we approach Memorial Day. I mean, you know, it's my favorite day of the year because Band of Brothers is on a loop on HBO. So I got a real high.
I've never seen it. I don't want to watch men like dragging each other to shore.
That's not what that's about. I mean, yes, that happens often.
I just imagine someone
Sometimes
in
through
the water.
bloody snow. But honestly, it's about friendship. It's about heroes. It's about history.
Although, you know, speaking of, remember when we were in New York last week, we ran into a brother.
Yes.
Ron Livingston in the elevator. I thought Danielle was going to pull out her long pubes and...
I have to say, for anyone concerned, and I know many were, the situation has been taken care of.
I'm really glad.
I've addressed it.
I'm really glad, Danielle.
I've gone in with some shears, made adjustments. It had to be done.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that.
Thank you, Casey.
Now, speaking of your hair,
yes, well, I've had other situations where other hairs, I'm gaining hair in some places. I have been losing hair in others, which
on your head?
Yes. Well, after I had a child almost 4 years ago, like your hair, like a lot of new moms, like your hair just kind of falls out, like around the bangs. But for me anyway, it just kind of falls out, but it's supposed to grow back. Like, and sadly, I went to my hairdresser last week and he says this to me every time. And I see him quite a bit, which is like, God, your hair's still not back. And I was like, it's tough. Like, he's more upset about it than I am. Like, he's truly upset every time he has to look at my hair.
Yeah,
Christine? My colorist. And he was just like, oh, we have to deal with this again. Like, he's still like, and so that got me thinking, okay, I got to do something about this. Like, it's not going to get better. Maybe it's going to get worse. Like, or maybe it's all falling to my pubes. I don't know what's happening. So it's just getting caught
you
there.
Want the hair on your head to grow into your pubes.
Yeah, if it could happen.
Yeah,
if possible, if nature lets it. So I decided to try a drug, a vitamin that was recommended to me called Viviscal. Has anyone heard of it? And I've tried it. I had to go off of it because I had a stomach virus, but I will be back on. But then I started reading reviews of it, and here are just a few reviews I have. Okay, here it is. This person gave 5 out of 5. Here it is. It's the best natural product on the market. I started seeing peach fuzz after 2 months, but most of the patch bald spots filled in between 6 to 8 months. The bottom of my hair is so much thicker. My eyelashes after 8 months are way longer, but unfortunately I now have to shave my face. So
Tina Manzo style.
So that was... and then so I read further.
Viviscal giveth and it taketh away.
Yes, and so I read further. One person said, it's great, but it grows hairs in places you don't want it. And then another review said, I had great results, but actually went off of it because it was making me grow massive facial hair. So... Look, and then the other person I just put in,
that one just kind of trailed off.
Yeah, and the last one was, I'm going to get to order Viviscal once I get the okay from my husband. That just made me sad. I'm like, why can't you order it? Why is your husband in charge? But like, am I going to have a full beard is my question to everyone in the audience. Any listeners on it? I'm curious. Like, should I keep going with this, or is it okay? Like, am I going to have to shave my face, but that's going to be like, but I'll have bangs. I'll finally get to have a full bang.
But your trade-off.
Yeah. Is it worth it?
You have struggled in this area as of late. The follicularly?
Yeah, follicularly. It's been all over the place. So I'm just curious, like, is it worth it? I'm going to start, and I guess you'll tell me, you'll see me if I'm looking like, you know, Mussolini or somebody, you know, like a full mustache or something like that. Like, you'll let me know.
Absolutely. Will.
Actually, I don't know if Mussolini had a full mustache. I'm sorry. Someone's going to catch me on that later and be like, he was hairless. But my vision of him is with like mustachioed. So
Yeah, me too.
let me just say Magnum, but everyone will be like, who's Magnum PI? You're 100 years old. So I'll go with Mussolini.
I don't even touch down on Magnum PI.
Either do I. That's
April's shaking her
That's
head.
before me too, guys. I don't want you to think I'm 100, but I am.
Are you going to reference Steel Magnolias again?
I mean, Tom Skerritt has a beautiful mustache, and he is in that movie.
He is, and that's one of the only mustached men I remember being like, yes, Tom Skerritt.
I'm still attracted to him.
Remember
and
Tom Skerritt in Fences?
Of course.
Speaking of being 100.
I mean, he's...
Fences, Sisters. These are some of the great shows, the great lost shows.
Yeah, you mean picket fences.
Yes. Tom Skerritt did not star in
Yeah,
a
because at first I knew what you meant, but then
racial reversal of
Yeah.
Fences. Although I guess that would be quite something to behold.
Yeah, I mean, that would be an interesting performance. I'm curious about that.
I'm sure it's like Denzel just won a Tony for Fences, and next year, like, John Goodman's doing it.
Yes. Picket fences, yes. Tom Skerritt, everyone check it out.
I was not speaking of Fences, which I love as a play,
Yeah,
but
which-
rather the
And
pulpy,
movie this year with Viola Davis.
most likely not great show if I watch it now, Picket Fences.
It was great. He played a sheriff. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out, everybody. Wow. And then we had something this week. Something happened in our friendship.
Look, I have been going through something, Danielle. You know what's going on. I'm pregnant. I've had a minor, very minor, but fine complication in my pregnancy where my doctor announced to me in one foul swoop, you must get off of the following. She's like, so everything's gonna be fine, but you need to immediately stop caffeine, chocolate, and exercise.
Jesus Christ.
The triumvirate that's been fucking holding me up. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. All I have, Danielle. I hate being pregnant with such a passion. And I know this is going to turn people off, and I am absolutely blessed to be pregnant, and I really, really realize that, but I've just had such a brutal
You have.
time.
It's been tough.
I absolutely love the babies, and I love my child. I love my child, but I've been tested. I've been tested. And I wasn't drinking that much caffeine if you don't count a large iced coffee and then stopping off at McDonald's for a nice fountain Diet Coke at 4 p.m. It was, Danielle, I looked up when I went off caffeine, and I know most people sensibly go off it right away, right when they get pregnant. And I want to fucking punch those people in the face. I drank coffee with Max. I definitely lessened it. I want everyone to know I'm not a monster, but
and he's right as rain. He's
Thank
gorgeous
you.
and beautiful and has a great energy.
Thank you. But what I've been going through with this pregnancy, going off the caffeine, I was in my brain just screaming like, ah! That's what I feel. I've had such horrible headaches. I've been in a fog. You know when you wake up, for people who love coffee, you know this feeling.
Yes,
Like
I've been off it for 4 days, and I am angrier than I've ever been.
the time it takes you to get to your coffee maker, like the 5 minutes, is the worst part of your day. You're just like, I just have to get to this. And that's been every minute of every day. And I would think it would lessen. Everyone's like, it's going to feel great soon. They're fucking liars. Like, it hasn't felt good. I don't feel funny. I'm in a fog. I looked it up, and it says going off caffeine for the brain is classified as a mental disorder.
I would say that that's true.
At one point I was screaming. I always smash my phones into walls when I'm upset. Smashed it into a wall. My husband's just watching. I'm screaming, he doesn't even love me. Like, things are going on in our lives that are so crazy. I can't do my beloved Flywheel. I'm just like, I'm in
you still
hell.
can't do Flywheel, because I remember they said
I've
like
been
a week.
released back to Flywheel gingerly, but not
Okay.
at the
rate.
RPMs I want. Can't turn that torque up. I can't do anything but fucking sit there like an asshole.
Can I ask you, and this is kind of a sideline, but about the phone, because when you're angry and you throw the phone, is it happening on the phone and that's why you throw it, or you just see it in front of you and it's the only thing
See
you
it
can?
or seek it out.
You look to it to throw.
And I've got the big one, like the 6, like the grandma one. There's something about smashing the thing most valuable to me, and it's also like smashing my connection to the outside world, and to smash it into a wall. But here's the thing, as I'm doing it, I'll be going full force, but I know enough in the back of my mind to slow it enough that it's not gonna hurt it, because I'm like, I'll be thinking like, this motherfucker, I don't have an upgrade.
But I want to know, have you ever been like, so angry, and then the phone's not there, so you go into many rooms to find where it is and then throw it? Like,
No, but I once tried to grab my husband's, and I felt this, and I'm gonna just do the sound of him grabbing my hand. He goes that. Like, no, sweetie. Like, don't come for this one. I've thrown phones out the window on the Bay Bridge. Guys, phones have come and gone with me. I have such
You always get insurance the minute you get the phone. Because I'm like, do I need the insurance?
And I'm not made of money. These are just animal Italian Scorpio actress instincts that come up. All of this is to say, I've been in a challenging time.
Yes.
Especially being at the beach with my son for 6 days, pouring down rain. Again, no caffeine. So I know people are going through much, much harder things.
This is just where we're at.
I'm being challenged. Where we're at. So what happened between our friendship, all of that to say, is that I'm just not at my right mind of like caring socially in the way I should. And you've been seeing me. I'm much more like on edge lately. So I texted you, Danielle, and Morgan, our friend, and I wanted to take Morgan out for her birthday, and I said, let's all go to the movies. Yeah, when can everyone do it?
And I was thrilled. I haven't been to see a movie in a while, though I have been like a little more recently, but I've been so busy, so I was like, yes, let's do this. Let's reconnect our friendship and our lives.
All three of us, so we go back and forth quite a bit on like what night.
We literally struggled. Like it took us a while to find a night that we were all free and clear.
And finally we did.
We landed on it, and everyone was like, yes.
And then it's like, well, what movie? You know? And Morgan starts coming up with some riffraff about Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And Casey shut that down in 2 seconds.
I was like, hard pass. And not that I am supportive of it.
Yeah, but you don't like a superhero movie. I hear you.
Let's get to something with a little meat on its bones, or else no meat on its bones, like a comedy.
Yeah.
I had seen Snatched. I absolutely loved it. I think Morgan had seen it. Something
that's what we had seen. We had seen a Danish movie about a commune that was
not Snatched.
Not Snatched.
You and Morgan went to see a Danish movie?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So there, with that hot property off the market, there was nothing to see. So finally, Morgan goes, and this was for Morgan's birthday, and I allow you to remember that.
I hear.
She goes, I'd love to see the Lovers.
And I said,
we're 1 million, and this movie stars my favorite actress of all time, Deborah Winger.
Yes, who is a piece of ass in this movie.
Well, and Danielle responds, I've seen it.
Yes.
Now, the appropriate response at that point is like, great, that one's off the table.
Yeah, let's all find another film together. See it, I'll see that one on my own. That is the response we all expected and thought would happen next.
What I wrote was, after Danielle said, hold on, let me find this just because it is.
I said, I think I was like, okay, that's fine. I hear you. Feel free to go without me. But everyone knows what feel free to go without me means, right? We're all on the same page. Everybody gets what that means.
Morgan says, the one I really want to see is The Lovers. But Danielle, didn't you see it? Danielle, I saw it. Deborah Winger's a stone cold fox. I write, oh, wow. I really want to see that. But what's one Danielle hasn't seen? So I tried.
Yeah, you tried.
Morgan keeps writing this joke. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So she's like, the commune. And then Danielle writes, but you did write. You guys can go without me. I won't be mad. I really liked it. I write, it seems very rude to go without you. And yet... I would like to see it. And this behavior should be discussed, but you seem to be making us let you see it without you. I feel like a monster, and yet. And you wrote, and yet, do what you must. It's fine. And yet. And so Morgan just write The Lovers. Then Morgan and I immediately jump to another chain and figure out a night.
You started another chain.
Well, because you could only do this one night, and we also preferred another night, and
wow,
you were cut out so swiftly.
I just thought the conversation ended.
No, it continued.
Wow.
I know, and yet, we persisted.
And yet she persisted.
It's just Danielle, I'm so sorry.
To find out about the chain on air that I just thought that. I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe it ended there. And
it's
pick
hard,
up again.
It's so harsh to invite a friend to a movie and then she's like, oh, well, I haven't seen that one. And then it's just like, we'll be going. Thank you.
We'll be going. Wonder Woman? No? Okay.
No. The Lovers seen it. We're going. I was like, have a good one.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry, Danielle.
To find out about the chain was hard, but...
we have to schedule it.
I know. We do.
I didn't want to put you through our schedule.
No, I mean, though, just, it's like you want to still feel involved. You don't want to feel seen.
Well, I'll report back on The Lovers next week, everyone. I'm so excited to see it.
You guys, once my friend Tracy actually wanted to see it with me, or wanted to see another movie that we would want to see together. She invited me and put me on a chain.
Okay. This is really sad.
No. But once you see it, we will discuss because, wow.
Okay.
Also, we wanted to shout someone out.
Oh, yeah. You guys, people have been sending Danielle and I free things.
Oh, guys.
This is not like an ads portion of the show.
This is us just saying thank you and we love you.
Now, the first one I want to shout out, I don't even know how to say this. I lost the very kind card that I got from the lovely woman who sent this to me. She knows about my love for Little Shop of Horrors, and she's started to make bibs that say "Feed Me Seymour" and have the plant on there, like a bib for my new baby.
Oh my God.
And it's so
It's
cute.
so cute.
And so I just want to say thank you for that. That was really cute. Then we get a box of books, Danielle. This is from Abby and Diana at Gallery Books. They work in publishing, but they say they're huge Bitch Chest fans. They sent us 10 books with little cards on each of them. Let me just read some of these amazing titles.
Yes.
One is Southern Belle by Phaedra Parks.
There's one is Golden by Asa Sultan.
Asa of the famous caftans
Yes.
giving Patricia's now giving Asa a run
Oh,
for her
yeah.
money.
Yes.
One is Teresa Giudice's book, Turning the Tables, from housewife to inmate and back again.
Which, as Jessica
How
Chaffin
the fuck
said,
is this a New York Times bestseller?
I know what Jessica Chaffin said. The minute she read that book for the first time, Teresa, was the minute she did the book on tape. Like she was like, "What is this?"
The best is it says now with an exclusive bonus chapter.
Ooh, is this like after at home from jail?
Okay, literally just opened to a random page. Right after Joe left, the girls began pitching in around the house. Adriana Melania rolled the garbage cans to the curb for me that night, just like Joe used to do. That's not her voice at all, but
It was pretty
No.
good.
and
She
then
also
they gave me a pregnancy book.
And they sent me 2 World War II books, you guys. I'm gonna masturbate through these later. So gross.
God.
No, everyone, R.I.P. all of our fallen heroes.
And the last thing I do just really, really quickly want to shout out, and this is tedious, I realize, but I got sent a humongous box, despite the complaining I've done about my pregnancy, of baby things from Freshly Picked. I got a Mamaroo. That thing is expensive
Guys.
as hell. I got a Zuli. I got so many things. Chapbooks, like a little thing for that. I got things from Four Moms, a little sidekick. It was Christmas morn.
Guys, we can't tell you how much we appreciate it that
So
you guys are
touched.
listening and hearing us
And sending free things.
sending free things. I mean, God, you guys, any day you want to send us something, I will eat out of it. I will eat it. I will wear it. I will put it on my child. Whatever you send me, it will be used. Also, one last piece of business. We have some live shows coming up. We do, and I'm really excited about
We do tomorrow
that.
morning. We're flying to Chicago, which
Yes.
is going to be really, really fun.
Yes, we are. And then we also are doing a show in Portland on the 16th of June and a show in Seattle on the 17th of June. And then we're doing our last show in LA at Largo on the 22nd. That's going to be our last show for a while. So if you're out in LA, our last LA show for a while. So yeah, we're going to be doing new stuff at every show.
I know the LA ones are really fun, and just so you know, the podcast that we release with the shows, we hold back a ton of things that we do in the live shows, and they're really, really fun.
Yeah, so hear what nobody else gets to hear.
Let's take a quick break, Danielle.
Sure.
We've inundated everyone with our riches and show
our
dates.
Riches of hair and riches of, or lack of.
We're back.
Hi.
Should we just get into New York?
Wow.
Wow. I mean, we have 2 episodes to discuss, essentially.
Yes.
I mean, I guess let's go back and do last week's episode.
Yes. So my first thought of seeing last week's episode, well, we're back in the Berkshires, which we love the Berkshires. I don't know. I was nervous that it couldn't live up to last year at the Berkshires. I think it's hard to go back to a place, to go back to, a historic place.
I hope
really.
Dorinda's getting paid for the way they rent out locations. Mm-hmm. They're getting 3 episodes off of that cluttered, colorful home.
It's a strangely decorated place. It's like a theme. It's like Epcot, whereas every room is a different country, and not that, but
Yeah.
it's like everywhere.
In every country is Christmas. But that purple tufted couch,
You just
that
shouted.
velvet couch.
I think you just shouted "That's wrong."
It is wrong, but it's so funny because I've literally seen Dorinda wear that couch as a fur vest many times.
She likes a purple, like tufted, couch
Anything.
and wear.
And that bright blue peacock color that matches her eyes beautifully in the testimonials. Like every room, you're right, it's a very different. But then there'll be like gothic little gargoyle creatures.
Yeah, and like the silverware too. The china is like this dark black. Like it's all over the place. I just can't get a full picture. Like I don't know what anything really looks like because
so many
everything's
Christmas
there.
trees. So many Christmas trees. And I admire that Dorinda's like cooking a full meal, as April pointed out. Like there was a woman cooking with her.
There was help.
I was like, wow, look at Dorinda.
We don't even see the woman behind the woman.
Yeah. Although I saw Luann bossing that woman around.
Oh, yes. Telling her to do certain things all the time.
Luann was like, do you have a plate?
Luann sees any sort of housekeeper or cook and is just like, this is mine for the weekend.
Yes.
Like she takes it on as if, like in the olden days in like Downton Abbey, you always had like a footman. If you came to visit, you had your own private footman that the house supplied. Like it doesn't work that way anymore, Luann.
No, it doesn't,
No.
Luann. And we were treated to a woman last week named Dale.
Dale.
Okay, guys. Dale is Tins's, and I like to call her Tins's mom. Dale's a caricature.
Oh, yeah.
She is a woman from another time.
Oh, yeah.
She's Patricia-esque from Southern Charm.
Yeah.
She's also like, oh God, who's
She was frail as
the
a
woman from
bird.
Designing Women?
Julia Sugarbaker? Dixie Carter? No.
Give me actresses.
Sorry, I don't know actresses. I just know their famous roles.
Just know their Christian name.
That's the only roles. There was Dixie Carter, Delta Burke,
Not Delta.
Annie Potts.
Yes.
Yes,
She
I
kinda
love
had
Annie
an Annie
Potts.
Potts about her.
Yeah, yes, because she was tiny as a bird.
Yeah.
She was like that southern, like flitty, kind of like very like
Gorgeous.
hollow boned,
Gorgeous
southern
put together
genteel
woman. And then there was like traumatic stories that were brought out with like through laughter when Tinsy was like, remember when you'd pick me up from camp and hug me harder if I hadn't gained weight? And it was like, ooh.
Yeah, because I think that.
And then Dale shocked me right at the bat. She was like, your father's here. And then we cut to an urn.
Yeah.
It was just a hard cut.
That
like,
was.
oh, we're going to meet Tinsley's. Oh, her father.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Tinsley, this is hard to say,
Okay.
but it takes one to know one, I think, is an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Because yes, right after seeing her, look, we all, that was a very hard moment. I shouldn't have been like laughing about it so much. No, but if I saw my mom's ashes, I would be like upset too, of course. But like the way she was like, Mom, I need a drink. No, like I need a drink, like get the mini bar open. Like there's just something about her that feels always looking for a reason to drink and justifying it.
Tinsley's a woman on the edge for sure.
Yeah,
and
she's come undone.
Yeah, and I don't think she has anything to anchor her down. She is floating free and has nothing.
So rude in this week's episode when Bethany's like, she's having this weird conversation with Bethany, those types where Bethany doesn't listen at all. Mm-hmm. And Bethany's like, well, why did you choose to live with Sonia? And she's like, she's like, well, that's just like, oh, you're in transition. Yeah. Just so cramming down her throat.
Yeah, I feel for Tinsley. I think she is.
I do too. And I feel badly that no one's told her that Bell Bigger beach wave isn't working.
No,
and
it
it's
isn't.
Done.
It's again, as a person with not enough hair, she doesn't have enough hair to pull it off, and
it's just that bigger curl,
and it's also it looks fake.
Horrible people. Again, I just note I'm sitting here in like pajamas, and actually my hair looks quite good.
Your hair is doing great.
I really we met Adam's parents, and I really like Lola and Carol's relationship.
Me too. I felt like there was an attraction between Lola's dad and Carol.
I thought you meant Lola and Carol because I felt that.
I love
Sparks
Lola.
were flying.
I think that they love Carol. Because they're contemporaries on some level.
On some level, they're peers.
Yeah, they're peers. But I did see like an attraction between Adam's dad and her. Did you not feel that?
I
like
think
a
everyone
spark?
feels attracted to Carol.
I do.
Like when Carol's making that fire, I was like, nice ass.
Yeah. Oh, she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
In that like a tight leather pant.
Yeah.
And that camel sweater, beautiful.
Yeah, when Lola was like game to climb in that tent and they were just having so much fun, I thought, do they need Adam?
No, they don't. I feel like he's the least interesting person out of this family.
100%. And Carol's cats must be stopped. Baby needs to get off.
Both babies.
When Baby climbed up on the curtain, and I guess never been a cat person.
I'm not either. So if you're a cat person, forgive us, and I'm sure it makes sense to you.
And I'm sure you're angry about this, but ooh, get Baby down from the curtains, please.
Oh, can we real quick to go back to Tinsley's mom? Before I got when she was like,
we can always go back to Dale.
Tinsley's mom was like, 50 is hot. That really made me laugh.
Dale so wants Tinsley to get married. It was sad.
Yeah. Oh, that's all. She just wants grandbabies from Tinsley, and Tinsley, in her mind, is disappointing her, and to be disappointing your mother, and that's the reason you're disappointing her. It's so sad.
Really sad. I can't believe it appears. I thought they wouldn't do 3 episodes in the Berkshires again because it felt like a lot last year, but we're doing it.
No, we might have 4.
This might be the Atlanta
rest of this season.
The Atlanta reunion of Berkshires episodes, because we're barreling into 3 next week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, when Sonia was yelling at Tinsley about using her intern or her assistant to open the door for her hats, she was like, you don't ask someone to open the door for your hats. It's like, no, like, just a delivery, Sonia. She was like, you don't ask someone to open the door for the hats. The dogs could run out, or the hats could get damaged, or something crazy happens. No, it's just a delivery.
It's just a delivery, Sonia.
But I just was like, wow, that's how Sonia's brain works. And it's,
Sonia's been tamped, though. It's weird.
Yes.
Like, they've shifted her into like a lower gear. Maybe just for the Berkshires, I don't believe it was Sonia thinking like, well, I wasn't invited last year. Maybe I'll just like cool it with the drinking.
No.
I think this came from Granddaddy Bravo. I think the big hand came down on her and they're like, you want to go to the Berkshires, like clean it up. Or I don't think she could do it.
Yeah, I think they were like, you have to.
But seeing her play straight to Ramona and just like giving eyes like, like what a weirdo. Doing the like crazy symbol like to everyone.
When it's like, you were here 20 minutes ago.
I feel like the editors were like one editor called the other one in and was like, Ann, get in here. We can use Sonia for reaction shots. Like thinking everyone's crazy. The other editor's like, what?
No, you're talking about Luann.
No. Sonia's giving us a lot of like, And then Ramona this week.
This week, you guys. Ramona, I've never seen her on this level. Have we ever seen Ramona? Is she okay?
I don't think it's just alcohol. It was something else.
No, it was pills. There's a pill in there.
You think?
Yeah, I think there's a Zoloft, like something. Not Zoloft, not like a.
You mean like a Xanax?
Xanax or something.
Yeah, or an upper. I don't know. I think it might have been a Xanax mixed with a lot of alcohol.
Yes, I think it was a mixing of things, but it is.
She was feeling just warm and cozy in that gray sweater with her breasts
just flat, like just escaping. Her rock hard as a boulder. Tits, like just like if you banged your head into them, you would concuss.
And then her breasts were like jizzing all over that chocolate Santa.
Oh, it was so strange.
I thought her breasts were gonna just start frothing.
Oh, they can't. They're too hard.
Yes, you're right.
She
was just, as April said, she's so horny for that succulent, moist dressing.
Yeah, just horny for anything she could just get her hands on. Like even the first time her and Sonia skipped in out of nowhere.
In the middle, Bethany's screaming and crying about Jason Hoppy. She's like, you'll never know what I go through. And the editors had the gall. The gall to show Sonia and Ramona skipping my Lou through this creaky old Berkshire's house.
It was so funny. And so we were all like, what's that? But no one even called it out. Everyone was like, they're still like in Bethany mode.
You know that first scene when everyone was, because there were so many unfoldings of the same scene that just kept like re-happening.
Yeah, just like this was the scene 3 times, which was, we think Tom is cheating on you. Luann being like, I'm fine with it. And then be like, as long as you're fine with it, we're good.
And
cheers,
toast to you.
Yes. And then again, I just think you're doing the wrong thing. No, I'm fine with it. All right, good. Cheers.
And her being like,
you need to listen to me. You're
making a mistake.
And then, no, I'm fine with it. We're good. I'm going down the aisle in 2 weeks. All right, as long as you're fine with it. Cheers! It happened
so many times. But I loved in that first scene when it was Ramona and Bethany kind of attacking why she would get involved in this again with Luann after last week.
And after
last week, it felt like last week.
After 2 weeks ago when she was like, Tom, sorry about all that stuff. Like, I was like, you mean outing him to everybody? Yeah, sorry about that. She apologized to Tom.
And she and Ramona aren't even speaking, but yet they're still double teaming Luann about Tom. And then Carol's kind of like nervously not saying anything. And they keep getting harsher and harsher. These women are so nasty. Like Luann has just made it clear, like she's unflappable in a way, which I admire.
I'm not going to change a 49-year-old man from what he was.
She's saying like, he's fucking everyone. I know it. I'm good with it.
I'm not going to change him. Let's go to Palm Beach.
Yes, she said we all talked over. Like she's made every single way she can say like, and she said, I'm fine with it. And the women just keep hammering her. They're like, he's fucking other women. Like they're just so nasty. But I love how women were just coming in from different rooms, one by one, just streaming in like, oh, what's happening in here?
Oh, did somebody say, let's destroy a woman?
Did somebody say, Tom?
Oh, I've got something to say. Ooh.
It was just so crazy. It's so uncomfortable. And it just like felt like, I don't know, would you ever tell a friend? I had a girlfriend like 3 days before her wedding. She sat me down and she's like, I have feelings for another guy. What should I do? And even then, and maybe I'm a bad friend, but I was like,
get married.
They're now divorced. It was quite painful for the family.
But I know, I don't think it's like they're getting married.
I know.
Like it's done. What's going to happen is going to happen. And especially if or even if you say you do say something, they've all said it, then that's it. That's it. It's moving forward. They keep doing it. And guess what? They're not her best friends. They're her co-stars on a show. They are not going to change her life.
No. And finally, Luann said it. I think Luann said it best. She's like, we know what we want and that's it. Meaning like, shut the fuck up. We're doing us. And then Dorinda's like, we have to put it to bed now, guys. And we did not put it to bed.
No, we never will put it to bed.
And then when Ramona started crying, why did she end Bethany? They had no other move to make emotionally but to cry because it was so wrong what they were doing, pushing a woman who's getting married in 2 weeks. This isn't like 8 months.
No, it's 2 weeks.
They're humiliating her.
And they've already done it before.
Multiple times.
So to do it again. But then, as I said to you guys when we were watching it, watching Ramona cry is one of the most uncomfortable feelings that I can have. Like, it's so strange to watch. It feels so unnatural. It's like watching an animal talk. Like it's not natural. It's not right. It can be done, but it's forced and it's strange and nobody wants to see it. And that's Ramona crying.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I have to digress with that. I'm in this parenting class. It's like very cuckoo. And this one mom was like, I just feel bad. Like I have so many like stuffed animals in the house that they wear clothes. And I know that's got to be so jarring for my son. These parents
like
are
Paddington
nuts.
Bear.
Yeah, she's like, because animals don't wear clothes in nature.
What?
Then she goes, we have an Alexa and I'm just worried my daughter just thinks like music come from robots. The teacher was like, well, I was like, oh my God. This might be the caffeine, but like everybody get a hold of themselves.
Guess what? Robots do make music. That's what your iPhone is. Like it's all a robot. Like it's a very basic, like they're not taking over the world yet.
But they're going to, so you might as well get used to it.
They're going to get smarter than us and take over the world and just get used to it.
Then I'm seeing in the middle of the show, we saw this weird like ad for a new Bravo show called Real Estate Wars that takes place in OC. I can't make heads or tails of it.
I cannot.
They're like Team Elegance versus Team McGonagall. What? What is happening?
I know, what is happening? Also, there was a huge ad, like in a very dramatic moment where I think someone was crying.
It was when Bethany started crying with Luann and turned her own like issues of Jason's control into like, I just don't think you should marry Tom.
It was crazy. And then all of a sudden it's like the mummy. Like just Tom Cruise's weird eyes. Come on. It's so strange.
It was very
jarring. Took me out of it.
And I don't know, kind of like well timed. With everything. Bethany just, her whole kind of fit of crying, the way she just handles people is like, again, I know it sounds like I'm defending Luann. I don't care for Luann.
No.
I can only just look at the behavior as like, so they're all like stick figures.
Yeah, and it has to be like in the moment. You have to judge behavior moment to moment because these women change on a dime.
I felt like Luann was just trying to say like, you got to go with your gut to Tinsley and just like make this poor girl who's gone through a divorce and been publicly arrested.
Yeah.
Feel a little better.
I will say that Luann giving any love advice is sketchy at best.
100%. But I did feel like she was kind of saying to Bethany, like, okay, well, that chapter's behind you, but like now you're free to like move on and congrats. Like I just didn't think it was so crazy.
No, she wasn't
and Bethany's
judgmental.
like, you don't know what I've been through. I'm in it now. I was like, she's so nasty. You and I just both said at the same time, I fucking hate her.
I know. She's just like, it's like, and I get that her divorce is terrible, but guess what? Divorce is fucking terrible. It's even the best ones are usually fucking the hardest thing.
And I didn't know her point. She's like, I went with my gut and my heart and look where it got me. It's like, well, where are we going from? Like,
yeah, like then where do you go from?
And she's yelling at Luann, but it's like, right, but you made that decision. So then 2 seconds later, you're going to tell Luann, like, my heart and my gut tells you not to go with Tom. It's like, sweetie, I don't think anyone's taking advice from you. Any of them.
No.
They're all just so crazy.
Also, then Bethany has the nerve to later be like, I mean, that's Ramona. She just goes and turns somebody else's issue into her issue. She turns my issue into her issue. And it's like, that's what you did 5 seconds earlier with Luann's issue.
With that weird black bolero leather.
She's always
50 Shades blazer.
Yeah, she's always in a strange bolero lately.
You know, I feel bad I said we both hated her. It's just...
It's not, we hate her this week also. As everyone on the pod that listens to the podcast know, we change from day to night, from wrong to right. Don't take us at our word because next week it changes.
And in the words of Sonia Morgan, speaking about Adam, she goes, I'm sure he has a good-sized penis, and we can verify that later.
Yeah.
She never verified it.
Did she? I bet she will. You know, so Sonia... Her testimonials the last few weeks have been
yikes,
horrible. Like strangely lit, a strange shade of lip color on her, harsh lighting, what looks to be a wig on her. I don't know. She is a beautiful woman. Sonia is a crazy, mixed up, drunken mess, but a beautiful woman.
And the testimonials go one of two ways. I feel like they either like really like make someone look great, or people look so garish and unlike themselves. And that Sonia always looks great.
Yeah, that needs to be changed. I like to speak to Bravo directly. Like, that is not acceptable. Like, make this woman look at least as beautiful as she is in real life.
She looks so gorgeous in the Berkshires with that leather kind of
and even with like
top.
no makeup on, she is stunning. Like,
Well,
don't
speaking
do
of
her
no makeup,
wrong. Oh.
Danielle. No, I said Dorinda's done so much for this event. You know, she's got a smushed cake. She's decorated everything.
She's made it nice.
She's made it very nice. She didn't seem to put makeup on this episode, which I salute her for.
No,
she's just like,
bother?
Guys, this is me. I feel like she laid it very bare in this episode. The best was when Ramona was apologizing to her for spilling the... What was it, sauce?
The liquid. But she still blamed Dorinda. Do you see in that moment where she's like, "You put too much gravy on my chicken"?
Yeah, she's like, "Don't be mad, but you put too much gravy on my chicken, and I'm gonna need John." And Dorinda's like, "What did you do, Ramona?" And Ramona's like, "Well, I spilled on the." And Dorinda's just like, "It's fine, Ramona." I was like, Dorinda's really like settled into herself.
I think she saw last year, and even though it's made her a ton of money with "I Made It Nice's" and our song, which I'm sure she'll get dividends of money from,
sure,
just hitting the top of the charts every Christmas.
Yeah,
that and All I Want for Christmas are like 1 and 2. But I will say, I think she saw herself and she was like, I was wasted, I was crazy, I didn't like what I looked like, I'm not going to drink this year.
Or wear makeup.
Yeah.
And I think
too.
Bethany seemed to have that come to Jesus moment. As you said, like her and Carol in the Berkshires are always up in a tiny bedroom, like doing yoga on a bearskin rug. And just like chatting, and poor Carol can't get a word in.
No, she can't. And she actually has something to say. She has some brains and some wisdom, and no,
she can't get a word in. And Bethany was like, you know, this year I really didn't like, she said to Luann, how I acted last year. It wasn't a good color on me. Not 3 seconds later, she's screaming at Luann, saying, he's cheating on you. It's just
and
so.
You don't know what I've been through.
Although it's really dark that Carol revealed that Jason Hoppy's been sending Bethany emails, making them out to Bernadette, her mom, who seems like a living nightmare.
I know, who still is insulting Bethany. Like still. on Daily Mail. It came out. Daily Mail always goes
I
to
know.
her.
It said that she basically was like, my daughter's a misery. It was so dark.
I know. And it's like...
And I do believe Bethany is a really good mom.
Oh, I 100% agree she's a great mom.
Jason's going for the jugular.
Oh, he's, as we found out, shocking, but he's a monster.
He's a man emasculated financially, emotionally, publicly, and he's like, I will not rest.
But doesn't he realize that, like, in order to rest, he has to stop it? Like, he has to, like, it doesn't...
I have a bad feeling about him, Danielle.
In what way?
I hope Bethany's okay.
Casey.
There's something really dark about him. He's showing up at our kids' preschool. I'm like, guys.
Yeah. Well, he already has a restraining order. Like...
Yeah, it's not good.
No, he's a bad man. So I guess her go.
Should we take a break?
No, please.
We're back.
Now we have to really talk about the finest moment ever. I mean, not in Housewives history, but this goes down in the books. This made us laugh in a way that we repeated it like 3 times.
And I'm not talking about when Sonia farted and it seemed like Ramona. Which we also repeated multiple times.
Which, because it'll never not make me laugh. Sonia just farting and not caring on national TV. I would end it right there. I would slit my own throat. Like, that would be the end.
This moment was when Ramona, who's like so amped up on whatever, is just...
Yeah, Ramona, this whole night was... as we said, insane. And so she thinks that she's come out of it. She thinks she has apologized, but she gets right in her ear and is just like, I'm sorry. I don't want to apologize, but I'm apologizing.
I love that. Like, I don't want to apologize, but I will, basically. And she's 1 centimeter from Bethany's
creeping with her Pinot Grigio-ish breath.
And then Sonia's doing like weird gestures to punctuate what Ramona's saying.
Yes, it was like sign language. It was so strange. And she says she apologizes, and then afterwards, she goes...
After she gives a crazy drunken toast.
And then everyone's leaving the room, and Bethany's like, oh, that fucking one. I can't believe she's apologized to me. Fuck her, basically. Bethany's like, I'm not taking it.
She does a long toast, just a drunken toast about, girlfriends are my thing. And she said, Tinsley, I don't really love you that much right now. But like, she thinks everything's so good. And she's really apologized to Bethany. And then everybody just kind of scatters from the table. So after all of this, she leans over the table to Dorinda, just completely drunkenly and slurs, I think Bethany and I made up.
And Dorinda just goes flatly, no, I don't think so.
Well, Dorinda is picking up like napkin and place setting.
Yeah, she's just like, it's so flip and it's so perfect.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No, I just simply don't think so.
Nobody thinks so.
Nobody.
Oh, beautiful episode.
Ramona is just... One other quick thing that made me laugh with Ramona is when Bethany was crying... And really upset. Ramona can just hear Bethany crying in the other room again about an abusive ex-husband. Cut to testimonial. And I know it wasn't happening in that moment, but Ramona looks like the cat. Is it that ate the canary?
Yes.
And she just goes, Bethany's crying. And then she goes, it's sad.
And she has the biggest,
she goes, it's sad. The way she said it was like, I'm proud of her. It was so, she's such a monster. And then we are treated to a scene next week. Well, it started this week where Ramona and Bethany adjourned to
a new room.
A new room with pink chairs.
Where we go at it again. There's another room. I can't believe there's another poorly decorated room in this house, but there is.
And now we're replaying this scene, which is like that apology. And Bethany tries to like explain, like, you have not been a good friend to me. And Ramona's reaction is just classic.
And then she repeats 5 times, no less than, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me, Bethany? Are you kidding me, Bethany?
Like,
are you kidding me, Bethany? It was like Lisa Kudrow in The Comeback when she's rehearsing her line in the like little cam in her house. And I'm sure, well, I hope everyone's seen that. But it was so insane the amount of times. And she was like, her head like exploded off her body.
I know. I'm so excited.
And then they put in these big, bold white letters, which I love how big it is, over this snowy Berkshires house to be continued. We were screaming with laughter the whole episode. Yeah. My husband came in and was like, I cannot believe the joy you all are deriving after so long, and that it's become like a bit of a job. And we were just like, we love it.
And guys, we, as a living, are comedy writers. There is nothing funnier than this show. And I say that in my heart of hearts. I work very hard to make people laugh, and I'll never be as good as the Real Housewives
No.
of New York.
And then next week, I just have to say, we're getting a real treat with Bobby and Jill Zarin are back. And the best is that Jill is just like taking a straw in her mouth as she takes a drink, listening to all the goings on. She just goes, I'm not going to lie. I kind of miss the gossip.
And also,
I'm
it's
not
like,
gonna lie.
nobody thinks you
don't
miss it. Like, you've made it very clear that you made a PowerPoint to ask to be back on the show.
We know how desperately you want to get back in, but I'm excited to see her, actually.
Yeah, I need to touch Jill. I need to touch down on her every once in a while, as everybody knows.
Guys, before we go, I would love to just talk Southern Charm very quickly.
As would I. And I know it was 2 weeks of it that we missed, so we'll just go through it quickly. But I just have to say, again, back to your kind of sense that Southern Charm is a racist mess. The fact that Thomas Ravenel meets his dad at a Confederate hall is just terrifying. I was like, oh, there's a Confederate hall. Like, what?
And then Thomas is trying to please this like man who, his father, who's been a state senator, I think. And then Thomas like invites his father in this very sad scene to his son's birthday party. So this is grandpa's, like the grandfather should come. And he goes, well, honey, he's like, sugar, I'm getting my teeth done then.
I gotta get a pull. If I get a pull, I can't come to the party.
I was like, Dale and him need to get together. Just so crazy. And then at one point, Catherine in testimonial is crying tears. And I actually
I felt for
her when she said that. It was very beautiful. Catherine like kind of shocked me by saying, you know, as much as Thomas and I don't get along and all of this, she's like, I always kind of felt proud that because he has such a fraught relationship and wants to prove himself to his father, that I was able to like give him a child to bring home.
But it is sad then when you think about it, because Thomas is like, look, Daddy, look, Big Daddy, I got you a kid, got you a grandmother.
And his dad's like, you're nothing like me, coked up loser.
He's like, sorry, I got to get a tooth pulled. Not enough. Never enough. Sorry about my he's not gonna see his grandpappy.
It's just a mess, that family. And looking
Ravenel.
Ravenel. I mean, I did cry actually when Catherine was saying that, but I'm in a weird place right now. But
and then also Patricia's weird caftan partner.
Who the fuck was that?
Woman, that monster that couldn't bear to hear like bad words in front of her.
With like, women who dye their hair that color, it's, and you know,
and as a woman,
you know how much I love the Judds.
Yeah. As a woman from
Love will build a bridge, but that color, that shocking red hair.
Yeah. As a person that lived for a long time in Boca Raton, you see that color quite frequently.
It's just truly not found in nature.
No.
And it doesn't belong on anyone but Annie.
It's a real red. It's a magenta.
And that was just a crazy night. Like some of them were in Indian garb, some of them were in caftans with dogs on them.
Yeah, it was.
Shep has such terrible style too.
I know.
I liked Whitney's suit.
Whitney grew on me
a little bit.
Episode.
Me too.
All of a sudden I was like, is he handsome?
Oh, 100%. Is that girl Whitney's girlfriend?
You never know what's going on.
She's a bag of tricks. Like there's a lot going on with her, but I enjoy her when I see her.
Yeah, I mean, he said in this week's episode that he has a new girl, or he's in love. So yes.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Mostly because I've got like 20 screens going and like listening to Southern Charm like a radio play. JD remains a favorite character of mine.
Oh, I love JD.
Always in like a weird vest.
He is someone that looks like he's just always sipping a mint julep at the Kentucky Derby. Like, I don't know.
Him giving Thomas Ravenel advice. He goes, Thomas is like, well, what should I do? What should I do? And he goes, you've been given an olive branch. Olive branch it back. I was like, thank you, JD, for those gorgeous words. Naomi and Craig. My friend who's a marriage counselor told me, or I guess this was like out there in like many articles. I'm sure everyone knows this, but she said the one thing she sees with couples that no one can come back from is one word, and it is contempt.
I've heard that too.
Yeah. And Naomi had contempt for Craig.
She got big old contempt because even when he graduated from law school, that scene was hard to watch.
I just am more attracted to her day by day.
Yeah, he's
like, well, I thought you'd be proud of me, and she's like, what? Proud that you like finished something that you barely should have done like a few years ago.
And she was like, ugh. And I get it. He's sitting in that living room of an office
with that disgusting cat. Sorry.
I know. Again, when he was treating that cat, when he was doing FaceTiming the cat with his parents.
And his mom was proud in the way like a mom is going to always be proud of a
Yes.
son. And the
I mean,
dad in the background just looked like, oh, my son's such a fucking loser.
I know.
FaceTiming me with this big fat cat.
Yes.
And I just can't get over, we've said it so many times, I just need to bring it up again, that Landon's sister's name is Bam.
And when she's like, hey, Bammy.
Oh, they're so disgusting.
Her quote of the episode. First of all, her words are 85% laughter. Like just giggles. Like I can't fucking like be a grown ass fucking woman and talk like a human being.
And her conversation with Thomas, they are soulmates actually, because she's like literally giggling at him saying that turquoise is from Turkey. And she's like,
I know. I honestly, I didn't know turquoise was from Turkey.
oh, look, I don't know if it is, but
Felt like it was more of a Southwestern thing. But
I did too. I was picturing more of a Santa Fe vibe.
Yeah,
but
me too. But God bless. Sure.
my husband was saying, he's like, Landon saw a Renee Zellweger movie at an impressionable age and said, that's who I am. I'm going to cry into a chicken wing. When she said that, I can't even do her. I've lost her impression.
You used to do it so well. Get it.
If I were her when you're young, mom, even Joey. No, I don't have it. She is like
Get on
Nell.
caffeine again. Get on
She's like
caffeine.
Nell. I have nothing. But when I did kind of feel for her with the dog moment. It was
I did
insane.
not. That's when I hated her more. She's like, hey, my dog is 12 years old, and I just want a guy to walk my dog with me. He's never
That's good,
walked my
Danielle.
dog with me.
I know. I don't know why. I'm in a weird place.
Why
that
did you
was
feel
kind
for
of
her in
like,
that moment? Also,
she was
said-
crying.
So everyone cries. Everybody
you're right.
hurts, as REM said beautifully.
Everybody hurts.
But I don't care when Landon does.
I know. Neither
And
do
also,
I.
she said, "Sure, if I could, if
Sure,
I,
yeah, that's good.
sure, if I could go with Thomas right now and have a pony and all the horses I want, like fuck you."
Fuck you. And then when she broke up with that boyfriend, now she was like, I just don't want to hurt you. And he's looking like, sweetie, you're giving me the fucking passive lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
He looked terrified, like a deer in headlights. And she's like, you want kids. And I want to be.
And I want someone to walk my dog with me.
He was like, gotta
He's
go.
like, "Go."
Sweating.
Yeah, he looked like free as a bird. He looked like he had just been given, like someone was about to murder him, and they were just like, "You go free."
Go free. Wow.
Oh, when they had that meeting, when they were all sitting there with Catherine, that was a tough meeting. And how dare Bravo to cut to a picture of all the alcohol around Catherine. They did that on purpose. That was so much shade.
Shep and Craig, like your friend has just gotten out of rehab, who she's possibly like her children are hanging in the balance. You can't not order a fucking beer. Have some class.
I know. I thought that too. I was
It's
like,
really
I wouldn't order a
weird.
drink. Why do you all need to drink in the middle of the day with this poor woman?
With this poor woman. And then
Because they're all
and I have
alcoholics.
to say, when they flashed to next week's episode and Thomas invited her, to come to her son's birthday, as a mother, I'm like, I cannot imagine a more out of body, horrifying experience than to know that my behavior has caused me to have to be invited to my son's birthday. I'm like cry when I talk about it. To then have Patricia be like, how awful for her. She must feel so badly and embarrassed that she had to be invited like a common stranger to her son's party. I'm like, you're such a fucking
She's
bitch.
a monster.
Yeah.
To not have some compassion. I realize this woman is an addict, but an addict that is a disease, and she is helping herself. She is trying to help herself.
I know.
She is getting
and she was
medicine.
taking such pleasure in the fact that like a mom is showing up to her son's birthday
That
party.
is unforgivable. That is unfucking
that like a nanny's having to
forgivable.
plan. Like the whole thing is just very dark.
To take
actually.
joy in that. You're a monster.
And even Landon being like, oh, Catherine is all her drama. And it's like, these are someone's kids.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought the letter Catherine wrote Thomas was very beautiful.
Me too. Again, I think she's on the road to recovery. I mean, she is I think she might be bipolar anyway.
I've heard
and she was
slipped
medicated.
again,
Shit,
but,
really?
And I certainly don't want that to be the case, but
She's trying. She's trying.
Yeah.
At least in this episode. And I'd like to give her points for that.
Me too. And she also seems to be trying with her bronzer.
Yeah. Too
a
hard.
little bit.
Too hard. But someone sent me a listener sent me a post of Catherine saying like she had been watching YouTube tutorials to get her contouring down. And that's why
It was so harsh.
yeah. And so that actually I was like, oh, she's doing, as
But
in the
when
words of
just- why-
JDR, her best.
Yes, but why isn't Bravo paying for makeup?
Well,
It's
that
like
we've
my
been
whole thing with
asking-
Sister
yeah.
Wives. Like, if you're on television, you need hair and makeup.
I think they only do it, but in the testimonials it looks bad too.
I know.
So I don't know. Maybe she thinks that that's
She
what
could be
looks
guiding
right.
them. Okay, we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
never get to the bottom
Honestly,
of
we
this.
seem more concerned about that than her drug problem.
Honestly, if you said like, what would you like to, if you could be a fly on the wall for one of the tapings, it would maybe be just like the hair and makeup and the getting ready of the scenes for me.
It does perplex us in a way.
It really does.
I don't know if Bravo thinks about it enough. I think they need to think about it more because we
need answers.
We certainly are. I will say that when they were all together, also like toasting and having good times and sort of like making fun of each other, I was smiling like I was right there with them. Like I was truly enjoying myself. Like we're all back together.
All the gang.
All the friends are here. All the gang is all here, and I caught myself.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you could see my face, like
Just loving it.
loving it, and I'm missing the old team, the old fam.
Who's Austin's girlfriend?
No one I care to know.
The hairdresser.
Yeah, someone I don't care for.
I just don't care.
I want to call her Dawn. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's not her name, but I don't. She doesn't. Her and Austin don't interest me.
You know what I want to say to women? I do. I do want to say this. Like, she's one of those girls where she's playing all like fun and
Yeah.
fancy free and like tomboy, but I do think people can pick up on your like sad story, and I think for Austin to say in a testimonial like she's been hurt, like guys have just left her, like she's been engaged and they've both left her, like that may be true, but like keep it to yourself a little bit. Like there's just something about her like sad story that's seeping out right underneath this like very bubbly, fancy free exterior. And I'm just like, keep that private. Like I think it only like weirdly puts this energy out in the universe if she's, because I think she does want someone. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can tell it's not going to work with him because he sees her as someone men leave.
Wow.
Look,
I'm just thinking about
they
it
shouldn't
all,
have left her.
and
I'm on her side, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like just kind of play cool, you know?
And men can be.
They pick up
stupid
on like
that.
scents and stuff.
Well, they also are like, oh, someone else did that, so
But then someone else said no to, like there's just something about it. And I'm on her side.
yeah.
And this is unconventional.
This is turning my head around.
Danielle, we're going to go, but we said this last week, just one quick plea for
Yes.
a very special project.
Yes, we're working on something that we're very excited about.
That everyone's going to see and I think is going to be so much fun.
Yes.
Which is we would love any of your boots on the ground, whether you've said them to us at a live show, if they're just coming to you, if they're old, if they're in the moment, that's amazing.
Yeah, get a videotape of you saying your boots in the ground, telling us what you saw, what you did, what you heard, what they said.
And it does not have to just be Housewives. It can be all of pop culture in general.
Yeah, even if you saw like, Nicole Kidman from afar and she looked to be enjoying that boba tea, like let us know.
That would be a great one.
Yeah, like we just want to we don't want to know who they are, what they're doing.
Just what you saw, what you heard, what's the haps.
And obviously don't like do anything illegal. Don't try and go in someone's house or something
No,
insane.
please, no. These are just innocuous things you've seen or heard.
Yes. And send us a videotape to an email address. It's bootsonthegroundbs, bitch, like bitch Sesh. So bootsonthegroundbs@gmail.com.
In the words of Jill Zarin, I'm not going to lie. I kind of miss the gossip.
And we do too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Good night. And thank you, Earwell. Thank you, April. Thank you, July. Thank you, Luz.
Hi, I'm Emily Foster.
And I'm Deanna Chang.
Since we started the OMFG podcast, people have asked us, what's your show all about?
And we're like, can't you tell from the title?
Well, no.
Okay, so it's basically a show about how to be less old.
Then why don't you just call it that?
Great idea. OMFG is now How to Be Less Old. Each week, Emily and I talk to the hippest young people around to get woke to the hot new trends and pop culture moments.
So that we and you can stay eternally lit.
Listen to How to Be Less Old every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.